So our day is starting off interesting. Got a package with absolutely nothing in it, completely empty. On the news, the police chief over in Shreveport that couldn't pass the test. I think I mentioned this. He was so not able to take the test and pass that they made a new test just for him, and he still couldn't pass, but they made him police chief anyway because, here's the thing, they wanted a black police chief. Now, they should just come out and say, we want a black police chief because, 60-70% of Shreveport is black. Okay, people can accept that. I think people can accept that better than, we're going to fake make him pass and try to, trick all you people. So now they're giving him another test, and 7 or 8 other people also tested. And he got the highest score. Imagine that. So here's the last one. The last little gift. Yeah, I hear you, hon. It's not running. It's dripping out of I think it's dripping out of the hot water heater. Look at this. All right. Let's get to work. Good Lord, what a day. All right. Thank God for wet, dry vax. All right. It is soaking. It was an inch deep in here, and the carpet is soaking wet. Soaking wet. I still got to get this out of here, because for some reason we put a towel under this. I have no idea why. So now, and oh yeah, I found some shirts that I didn't know I had. That's a positive thing. All right, let me get is that a 1/4 inch? Yeah, let me get a nut driver, get that off. Probably going to end up needing a water heater. So let me go find my nut drivers. Okay. Nothing up top is leaking. I suspect that it's coming from down below, because you see the water, maybe, I think this thing may be leaking right here. That spigot. I don't know. The only way to know for sure is to turn the water back on. Could it be? It might be one of these connections. You know what?
It is.
I think it is, yep. And that's PEX, right? Isn't this PEX? What do they call this stuff?
Yeah, it says PEX right here.
Okay. So, you see how it's even got water up here. See the drops up here?
Well, listen. I'm gonna go back.
You know what, hon? I'm pretty sure it is one of these fittings right here. I'm going to get on my hands and knees. Here, take that. I don't know what it is. It's a huge staple. I'll end up stepping on that.
Okay, well, listen. I'm going to go turn the electric back on.
The electric what?
I'm going to go turn the electricity back on. And then... Oh, crap. I hear a dog throwing up.
It may not. It may be this here, because...
Turn the electricity back on, and you tell me what, if anything.
Okay. My wife is convinced that the electricity has got something to do with the leak. So I've already tried to explain it to her that there's no connection. But all right, I got to get up. Well, here's the plan. I got to go up to the edge of the road there and turn our water on at the meter, and then I got to go to the back of... Okay. It must have been leaking for a long time too, because you would not believe how muddy it is down here. So, all right, I got to shut the phone off and call my wife here's the valve right here, that little door. All right, here we go. I'll let you know in a minute.
Well, I mean, I still don't know where the water's coming coming from, but it's not coming from these,
Oh, crap.
it's bubbling up. To me, it was bubbling out of here.
Well, that's possible.
But that back there, does that have any water coming into it back there?
Not in. That's coming out.
Well, then it's just, you know, the hot, it was bubbling up and looked like it may have been coming out this. All it did was this filled up. This is even wet up here. How is that possible? See?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Let me pull that off, because that's one of the heating elements. I'm going to pull that off, and I'll check that. Maybe there's a heat, because they screw in. So maybe it's a heating element that... let me get my screwdriver. I think that might be it. That is a heating element.
Where do I turn it on at?
The little door, just reach right in there, and it's a valve. It only turns a quarter turn to the left. And just turn it on and then right back off. We'll know in a minute, because I'll need my phone. Okay, we found it. This right here. This is a drain. And it's setting on the edge of this. So over time, what has happened is this has broken. Now, I don't know if it's the threads or if it's the pipe itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the vacuum in here and suck up that water. Okay, my wife is on the phone. She was hollering something. I thought she was hollering at me. Okay, what I'm going to do is tilt this back a little bit and put a piece of wood under here or something so I can get this out. I can't believe they laid this water heater on here with all the weight of the water heater on this pipe. See? You see that there?
Hey, it's, you know, leaking underneath the trailer. I mean, how's that?
Yeah, hon. Well, this pan here has a pipe that goes out underneath the trailer. And look, it is absolutely, without a doubt, leaking right here. You see how they've laid this whole water heater? The whole weight of the water heater is on this pipe. Look at here.
Huh.
So this has snapped or broke the threads or something. But what I got to do, this thing is full of water. So what I got to do is lean it back and then try to unscrew this and have a look at it. I mean, it might be, you know, something as simple as a new... This is a drain valve is what that is. But you can't even turn it because all the weight's on this. Isn't that something? Talk about.
Well, can you slide it this way some in that pan?
Well, what would sliding it this way? I mean, it'd
'cause
still be sitting on this.
I just thought the pipe is higher up than that.
No, well, you know, it's... No, you can't even turn this knob to... See, the way you empty these is you put a garden hose on this, and then you screw that, and then there's a valve up top. You crack that valve, and then all the water drains out. But you can't even do that because you can't turn this. So what I got to do is lean this back, put something underneath the edge here, and I won't be able to unscrew this because all the water will come out. So I got to get a garden hose, put it on here, and then try to drain it, and then I can unscrew this and see if the threads are broke. I mean, we might get away with not having to buy a new water heater, just this part, you know. All right. Got a garden hose. This is a brand new one. See if I can do this lefty. Boy, that is a serious garden hose there. You gotta be very... I don't want to tighten this too tight because this might be hanging on by just a thread, you know. Okay, hon, run that hose out down the hill and let me know when you're done that, and I'll turn this on. Okay, I'm going to turn this, but I don't know how delicate this thing is, and if I turn this and it breaks, I'm going to try to take this, like, sponge here and block the leak off, and you get the vacuum, and we'll just have to vacuum out as much as we can get at a time, you know, and I'll block it off, and you empty the vacuum. I mean, that's the way we'll have to go, but I'm going to do this right now. And if,
Okay, well, let me get the vacuum. Just in case.
okay.
There's a lot of water in there already.
Well, you want to... All right, we're going to... I'll know in a second.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to be very careful. Is it not moving, is it? No.
Very careful.
Hear it?
I hear it.
All right.
So when I turned the water on, it definitely came out that.
Yeah, it's broken or something back inside there where this thread's in. This is a threaded pipe here.
Yeah, that's what I seen. That's where I thought.
So what I got to do now is there's a pressure relief valve up here. I got to open that pressure relief valve so it'll suck air in and this will go down.
Can you do that?
You know where it's at?
I bet I can flip enough stuff up there to.
There's only one. It's right at the very top.
All right, I just lift it up.
Lift it up and it'll stick.
So you say. Does it matter where it is when I lift it up?
Yeah, straight up.
Oh, gosh. All right. It's
right.
up.
Okay.
That water heater couldn't possibly have any water left in it, as much water as leaked into this house.
Maybe not. But I think a cup of coffee, the length of a cup of coffee will empty this out for sure.
Okay, well,
Okay, we've drained it. And, you know, I have several possibilities here. This could just not be turned in tight, and I'll know that in a second. Or when I take it off, it could have a crack in it. Or, see this pipe here threads into the water heater. It could be a crack in that area because it was definitely, when this turned on, it was definitely coming out here. It is not the heating element. There's two heating elements. Since I got it off, I'll show you. And when your hot water heater quits heating, 9 times out of 10, it's just the elements. You can replace these elements and get, you know, a few more years out of a water heater. Anyway, let's see. Does this say warranty? This is a Rheem, and typically they have 5 or 6 year warranty. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not concerned about warranty right now. So I'm going to get my wife to hold the phone here and see if this is loose. And if it's not loose, I'll unscrew it and see if it's broke. And if it's not broke, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to buy a new water heater. They're $450 for a new water heater, and it's worth $450 to be able to sleep good at night. Let me get my wife in here. It's recording. What I want to do is see if this is loose first. No, it's not loose. So I suspect. God, these are so cheap. This is why they didn't quite make it to the trash can.
Well, this is a name brand. I mean, it's not like Bubba's hot water
I'm talking
heater.
about these. I intended to throw these away, and somehow they got out of the trash can.
I think they're mine. So maybe talking about my tools. So that's what you get for taking all your good tools down there to the garage, which is 5 miles down the hill.
All right. Huh. This has been leaking for a very long time. You see this rust on the bottom here?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do, these probably aren't but $20-30. So I'm going to buy something with those threads. I'm going to get down on the ground and see if I can look in here, so you don't need to record right now.
I will look on there.
Well,
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I see where the water's been leaking out of that thing. See, it's all rusted.
yeah. Yeah, that was an incredible thing to wake up to. Cross your fingers. I woke up, put my feet down on the floor, and oh my God, I was not ankle deep, but you know, it was over the tops of my toes. I could not believe it. And I wanted to have a cup of coffee. I can't do anything without a cup of coffee, so I didn't even tell my wife. I drank a cup of coffee, and then I got up and put my shoes on. She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "We have an emergency." And then I told her, because I just wanted one cup of coffee. All right, so let me go get some, I'm going to make a Franken connection, a Franken hose. And my goal is to make this out of metal with like a regular garden spigot on the end of it that I can open and close. And the reason is I'll be able to tighten it up tight enough with a pipe wrench. See, you'd crush this if you tighten it up too tight, which is maybe why it wasn't that tight. And I'll tell you, it's got just the most minimal amount of pipe dope on there, barely any. So I suspect that is my problem. And wouldn't that be a nice, cheap, easy way to fix this and just put a new drain on there? So, all right, let's go to the hardware store. All right, I don't have that. I just have that threaded in just to make sure it's going to thread. Now I'm going to do some dope, pipe dope, and God, golly, that's just incredible. That's drywall, sheetrock, but I've got a fan. It's already starting to dry out a little bit, so it'll be all right. Let me get this. I won't be able to film this because my wife is looking at warranties. And this has a 6-year warranty. We got to find it. It came with the house. And if we can find it, we might be able to get a water heater replacement. They won't pay any, sticking it in. They won't pay any plumber's fees and stuff like that. They won't cover damage. But there's no damage. But if they would pay for a water heater and this works, I'll buy a water heater and stick it in my shed. And when this does go, I'll have a new water heater. So anyway, let me get this doped up and get it in there. And we will see. We'll know in about 20 minutes. All right, we'll know in a minute. All right, she's turned the water on. It was gushing out from around that last time we turned it on. By golly, I don't want to speak too soon. All right, no leaks right this second. We're going to give this 20-30 minutes, keep an eye on it, and see if that was it. I'm like 99% sure that was it, because it was almost just barely hand tight, and you can see where water had been leaking out. And the rust in here is an enormous amount of rust for just a little bit of leaking, for the amount of time that had been leaking. Okay, so I think we're good. I'm gonna turn this off. We'll wait about 20-30 minutes and keep an eye on it, and we'll be back. Well, it's not leaking here, but we have a leak because this is filling up. She's already gone out and shut the water off. So now I suspect that the leak is actually underneath the cover, underneath the skin up there where the water comes in. I'm gonna have a look up there. I'm gonna put my pipe wrench on those connections. You see how it's dripping down through the insulation in the middle and all that. So let me get up there and see if any of those connections up top are loose. So I'm calling. I'm still here. I got to replace this water heater. There's no doubt now. It is definitely leaking from somewhere up top. So I've called these people, and you should call this number just because it's funny, 800-423-8373. It's an adoption agency. So, okay, I would like to put this water heater up for adoption and get a new water heater. So anyway, my wife's looking for more info in our paperwork safe. And I'll know in a minute if they'll pay for a new one. All right, here's where I gotta unhook the wires. And I gotta undo all these lines up here, including this here. That is the overflow, the pressure relief valve. And this is, that's the hot out and the cold in. And as soon as I get it outside, well, not as soon, but before I throw this away, I'm going to take the heating elements out. This thing's only 3 years old. I'm going to take that spigot back off. And we're still looking for Ream's number. So, we bought this in October of 2019. And apparently this water heater warranty had expired before we even bought it. So I just wasted about 35-40 minutes sitting on hold and trying to get a hold of the right person for them to tell me it was not under warranty. Because this is the magic water heater. All the other Rheem water heaters come with a 6-year warranty. It says right on their website, 6-year warranty. Except for this water heater. So, I figured as much. So, all this time wasted sitting on hold, I could have been taking that thing out of there. All right, let me go make absolutely certain that my electricity's off to that water heater. I'll pull it out and then go to Home Depot, rather, because they sell Rheem, and see what I can find. Kevin, thank you very much. I only got a second. I got to get back to work on that water heater. But I will be trying these on my eggs very soon. I've never heard of this brand. Did they come from Mexico? Because you do go to Mexico. I'll have to look. I'll have to get my glasses on and look. All right. Thanks a lot, Kevin. I appreciate it. Now, back to work, everybody. Okay, I've got the wiring undone. I don't care how many times you double check and make sure you have the breaker off. 220 scares the crap out of me. I've got the in water, the out water disconnected. Now, who would glue this in permanent? This is, so I'm gonna have to cut this here and then undo that. I don't think that a pop-off valve, a blow-off valve, pressure relief valve, I don't think it comes with a new water heater. So, we'll see. But even so, I gotta cut it off here to get the new one in and then splice it back together. No big deal. So, let me go down to the shop and get my PVC cutter. We'll be back. All right. We are off to Home Depot to buy another water heater. Okie dokie. I got it. And $619 later, I went ahead and bought the same type Rheem, just because wiring and the holes are all, you know, in the same spot, and I don't want to have to move anything if I don't have to. That's that fella that usually stands here in the middle and waves at everybody if they go by. Good to see he's still around. Anyway, I think I can get this all hooked back up and put back together and have hot water before the day is out. All right, I got a new pan because when I was trying to drag that water heater out, I broke the pan. So I got to get my pliers and unscrew the nut off of that and screw this on right here. Okay, going back to Lowe's. Well, I came from Home Depot because they had the brand I wanted. And I bought a new tub for the water heater to fit in. And all I had was 26 inch. So I need 22. I bought the 26 thinking it would work, but it won't. There's just not the room in there. So I got to get the 22 inch. And if they don't have it, I'll have to figure out a way to fix the one I broke, either by solder gun welding it or silicone. I don't know. We'll see. They got to have it. Somebody in Marshall's got to have the right size overflow tub. But just thinking about something. Trucks went. An MCI truck passed me on the interstate. I'm not the interstate. This is Highway 80. The interstate runs parallel, and an MCI truck went down the road, and it triggered a memory. And that memory is many years ago. I think it was 07. I bought a big camper, and I was bringing it home from the dealer to my house, and an MCI truck was passing me, and he was nowhere near past me. And he started coming over. I mean, he shoved me clean off into the breakdown lane on the interstate. And I was thinking, how could you not see a pickup truck and a big camper still right beside you? Anyway, it was just one of them things you just got to shake your head and wonder, how on earth could that happen? All those years of driving a truck, and the things that's going to kill me is some guy in a truck going to run me off into the forest. Well, anyway, that got me to thinking even more that truck driving suits very, very few lives. It suited my life because I was divorced from my first wife and she was raising the kids. And my second wife, Charlie, I taught her how to drive. So it was the perfect life for us. We made good money. We had a good life. But finding people whose life is suitable to long-haul trucking is rare. It is a desperately suffering life. Loneliness and deprivation and sleep deprivation. You have access to just the worst food on the planet. And then, personal hygiene occasionally, honestly, suffers. Any truck driver would tell you that sometimes a shower just does not work its way into the equation of your day, and you just have to live with it and take a baby wipe bath. So everything suffers, and then if you have any kind of friends or family that you want to see, forget about it. So instead of raising pay to attract the people whose life truck driving would fit, they expand the parameters. They lower the bar on who they're able to hire. I'll give you an example. Recently, a guy, I think it was in Colorado, ran over a whole bunch of people, lost his brakes going downhill. Well, I'm not on the side of the truck driver. The truck driver passed sign after sign telling him about runaway truck lanes, and drop a gear, steep grade. And the thing I think happened is, I don't think he understood or read or comprehended English. And when the CDL license first came out, that was like rule number one. You had to be able to read, speak, understand, follow directions from emergency personnel in English. Well, it turns out that a large portion of the trucking industry is peopled by those who don't understand English well, who ain't got no good English skills. So what the trucking industries did, the lobbyists, was they lobbied Congress to loosen the parameters under which they could hire. And they did, because they couldn't find truck drivers. Rather than increase the wages, they loosened the parameters where dangerous people could get into trucks easier. Now, Nobody wants to drive a truck. I'm telling you, it's a hard job. It's not physically demanding. It is mentally demanding. Now, it does hurt. I mean, it's not sit in one spot for 12 hours, 11 hours, and only get up to pee once or twice during the day. And you'll understand. You do that day after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and it takes its toll on your body. I am living proof. I am in terrible shape. Well, unless you don't like round. Round is, Anyway, all joking aside, it destroys your body. And it has it has an effect on your mental well-being as well. I mean, loneliness really does take its toll on people. We're not designed to spend that much time without being in the vicinity of other people. We are social animals, just like dogs. So, honestly, there's very few people that fit that life and who can endure the loneliness and the deprivation. And rather than raise the wages to attract more of those types that fit that life, they decreased the parameters, they loosened the parameters, they lowered the bar, and now it's gotten so bad that they're very, very likely to lower the age to drive an 18-wheeler to 18 years old. And I think back when I was 18, the chances I took, without regard for the safety of other people and the lives of other people, I'm imagining 18-year-olds today are no different than when I was 18 years old. And, I was reckless and took a lot of chances, and, I did things I shouldn't have done in the truck. It took me a long time to rein in or to fully grasp the gravity of how many people you could hurt or kill by mishandling your truck, by doing stupid stuff. So if they put 18-year-olds in trucks, get tied on, because it's not going to be good for anybody who has to share the road with them. I'm not saying all 18-year-olds are going to be reckless and dangerous. I'm saying that the younger you are, the less concern you have or thought you put into repercussions of your actions, what may happen. And the very last thing on your mind is how it might affect other people. Okay, enough of me talking. We'll be in Lowe's here in about 5 more minutes. All right, got the new pan. Now let me go get the water heater in here. All right, I gotta wire this, and then I gotta get a coupler for the pressure valve there. And let me go. Okay, all right, almost done. All right. My wife is going out there to turn the water heater on. I gotta turn these fans off so I'll be able to hear her. Okay. It's heating up. I got all the air bled out of it. There's a lot of work. I can't believe this thing lasted about 2.5 years. And a friend of mine knows a little bit more about this. He said they have a bladder in them, and when the bladder goes, that's it. So it probably wasn't. Oh, and these fittings up here, these are welded on. They're not threaded in. So there's no tightening them. Alrighty. I got 2 fans here. One I'm going to keep blowing in here to kind of dry this out. And another, we have vacuumed all the water that will come up. We vacuumed up with that. So, now we are just going to run these fans. Probably take 2 or 3 days to dry it out, but project is finished all day long. Just probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I started about 4 o'clock this morning when I got up and had my coffee. All right, I took the pressure relief valve off of that old heater. I took my spigot back off, and I want to take these heating elements out. I mean, these things are, 2 years old. So I'm going to take these heating elements out, and but not today. I've had a big day, so I have a wrench somewhere. I'll have to locate it that's a huge nut. So, and I have a wrench somewhere. I'll have to locate it, but I am done for the day.